Alright, here we are for round 3. We're 2-0, playing against Fabitho 1980. Alright, we got a pretty decent hand here. It's a little slow, but we got the Spore Frog. We've got 2 land, some communes. As long as we hit a 3rd land, we'll be able to get a 4th land with the Crows and Tusker, so it's looking pretty nice. Mountain, like I said, just Mountain Pass is almost always burn. I'm going to lead out with a Jungle Hollow because I want to play a commune next turn. Really need to find Tortured Existence, but if we do, we'll definitely be able to beat burn. Since I have 1 brown scale. 1 brown scale is plenty to beat burn. As long as you have it by like turn 3. If they have a Thermal Alchemist though, we might be in a little trouble. Hopefully, oh, okay. Red deck wins again. Interesting. Keep playing against this deck. I don't know. I think if red deck wins is like bad Stompy, but it's still a fine deck. Nothing too wrong with it at all. We're hoping to draw a land here. If I draw a tapped land, I will still probably play Commune this turn with my Forest. And then next turn, if I draw a Tortured Existence off of it, I'll be able to play Spore Frog, Tortured Existence, and then my tap land. So I've got my land drops and stuff all figured out for the next couple turns. This is something that I don't think you should do with red deck wins, by the way. Our last few opponents have both done it. Why are you just bolting my face? Like when I'm at 20, you know? This bolt could deal potentially 15 damage or something if it kills a Spore Frog on my turn. So, you're not a burn deck, so you don't really want to play like a burn deck. Alright, we need to hit 1 more land and we will win this game. And we can hit it off of our Vessel, so I'm not going to dredge the brown scale because that's a Interflame Immaculate. I like that card. So I'm not going to dredge the brown scale. It's too important to draw land, so I'm willing to forego the life gain. Nope. Vader Wayfinder is really a bad land, but hopefully it represents a land. Ooh, it represents 2 lands. That's nice. That'll probably get us there. I guess I'll discard the brown scale, just so I have like 2 brown scale dredges in a row, just in case. I am going to block this turn. So, we could be dead here to another bolt in the Fire Blast, I think. Yeah, we're dead to that. But that isn't what he had. Alright, brown scale. Go back to my hand. Alright, so I'm gonna play the Tortured Existence, play Spore Frog, play Vessel. So imagine, look at how good their bolt would have been. Their bolt right there would have dealt me 6. So that's why you don't play your bolt right away. So you don't know how much your bolt's actually gonna deal. Or what if I had what if I was a different deck? Like what if I was Stompy and I played Vault Scourge and I put a ton of, I could just put a ton of counters on it or something. Like if I Hunger the Help Packet or put a Rancor on it, you just bolt it. Gain me way more life than 3. Alright, so I'm gonna get back the Vader Wayfinder. Dredge the brown scale. Gonna grab the Spore Frog on the brown scale. Spore Frog. Wayfinder's 4. Okay, they concede for some reason. You have bolts. What are you doing? Alright, well they're off it. So I didn't see really anything that Fume Spitter could kill, but it's still not that bad of a card. Again, I want these Gnaw to the Bones like I had last time. Thorn, not great against them. But we can lock them out a little better than the last deck, but I don't think I want all these Thorns. They also cost 4, that's quite a bit. But I don't want to take out too many creatures in order to bring in non-creature spells, especially non-creature spells that care about having creatures in the graveyard. So, Phyrexian Rager is questionable. Loses me a life, but at the same time it is pretty nice. It blocks really well. The rest don't really want. I don't think they don't play that. Like again, just like last time, they don't play that many spells. Angler is kind of nice. It does block well. It's a big fatty. I'm just gonna stick with this though. Looks pretty decent. I don't want all these ravenous rats, but I do like having access to a couple. It's such a toolbox deck that having like a couple copies of cards in your deck is really valuable. So this hand is terrible. There's no land. This hand is one land, but it's actually quite good if we draw some more, so I'll keep it. Really only need to find one more. Can't afford to keep that. Could really use our bounce land. Could really use a bad draw from them too. That would be nice. Okay. The jungle is hollow. If I don't draw a land here, I'm going to play this Fume Spitter probably. That way I can block one and put a counter on the other. It's sort of like a Spore Frog, but it only works for smaller attacks. Dang. Alright, let's spit some fumes. A little upsetting if they have Heel Cutter, but is what it is. They must have top decked this. Let's see what else they had. I don't know which one of these they drew this turn, or like which one of these they had last turn, but they should have definitely played it. I don't know why they didn't play one of these last turn. Well, whatever. I can't imagine that's possibly correct to do, but each their own. Alright. We missed again. Guess we'll play the Spore Frog. And I have to decide if trading is going to save me more than 7 damage, or more than 6 damage, and my guess is it won't. It's also an interesting play to play a pump spell when I have a fog on the board. I don't know. Not really what I would do. I mean, it is possible that they needed to do this because it's their only creature they can cast, and they can't attack with these conscripts if they don't do that. But it just seems like a pretty big waste. But of course, we're drawing nothing, so it doesn't really matter what they do. I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm sure they have a Heel Cutter, kind of the way they've been playing. But okay, they drew that this turn. So I don't really want them to draw a land, but I also don't want them to draw any more spells either. I guess I'll just take 6. I don't know. We're at the point where even with the land we can't come back anymore, unfortunately. I don't really know what we need to hit anymore. Okay, we're dead. Well, I don't know if we're actually dead. I can count, I suppose. They've got 8, 16, so we are exactly dead. Yep. Alright. Just don't have anything cheaper. I'm gonna put this Fume Spitter in, I guess. It would have been pretty bad there too. Take the Thornell all the way out, all of them out. Well, I don't know. I think you need to keep hands like that on 6. We probably, if we had hit it in the first 4 cards of our deck, even any second land, we would have probably gotten there. It seems pretty good. Keep this. Alright. What do they have? Jackal Familiar, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and commune, I think. Yeah. Maybe I should get some stuff on the board. Fume Spitter and Spore Frog. So he needs a haste creature to attack with this. In the past that would have been a Rakdos Shred Freak a lot of the time, but this time it's going to be a Valley Dasher. Okay. I'm going to block the Jackal Familiar with my Fume Spitter. Actually, I think I'm going to block both of them and just trade. So I'm going to go here and here. Pop that. So now he needs another haste creature to attack with this next turn, and we just can't even buy a land, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's not that ridiculous to go 2 draws without a land in this deck, but We have like the most lands of any deck in the format, so it's a little more frustrating than it would normally be. If he has a 1-drop and a Bushwhacker to really punish me for my play, looks like he does. Yep. So I'm not sure I've ever lost. Have any of you guys ever lost to red deck wins in any game where they didn't draw a Bushwhacker? I'm not sure I ever have. I mean, they have 4 of them, so they draw a lot of them. I'm not even sure I can take this Tortured Existence. I think I just need to take a Forest and play Spore Frog. So I don't know what I'm hoping for here. I hope they have like no spells left. I don't know what I have to hope for. So this is a lot of damage. I'll sacrifice this to prevent it. We drew another Knot of the Bone. The problem is these Knot of the Bones are bad. That's kind of the problem with them. Go ahead and just play this Brown Scale. We are going to lose to a Valley Dasher or a Goblin Heel Cutter, but I like to get this guy out there. Bolt on him is not quite as bad, but a Heel Cutter is really bad. Heel Cutter means that the cohort can attack. Okay. Evoked Acolyte. Interesting. When he has the mana to play it for real. This has got to be another Heel Cutter then. Barf. Are we dead this turn? Man, these red decks, it's just the nut draw pretty much. I mean, not the nut draw, because he could have had a Burning Tree Emissary draw, but and our draw was horrible, so not really nut draw, just our draw sucked, fortunately. How much life can I gain? 1, 2, 3 creatures only. He has 2 cards, so I can't even Ravenous Rat his cards away. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. I don't think I have any outs. I can commune and get a Spore Frog. So, I mean, I only have 1 left, but my only out. Wow, nice hits. Dang. Well, maybe he'll forget to attack. Probably should have. Maybe I shouldn't have done that trade earlier, but it's such a high payoff if he doesn't have a. If he doesn't have another haste creature, it's such a big payoff. But, I mean, maybe we lost because of that. Thing is, I can't just recur a Spore Frog every turn if I only have 2 lands in play. So I couldn't keep that. I couldn't keep that Tortured Existence off the vessel. He drew another Heel Cutter. That's funny, or another Bushwhacker. Alright, he did it. Ubitho beat me. We are on to match 4.